three.
We are live. I'm hoping we're live. I can see us on Facebook right now. I'm trying to load it up, make sure YouTube is up and running. What is going on? Yes, do not adjust your screens. We are live, the All Sports Matters podcast on a Thursday. Crazy, right? On a Thursday. We're here on a Thursday. Just trying to make sure we're good to go. We're sharing what we got to share. Make sure everybody is on board with us. Good afternoon. We are the All Sports Matters podcast. I am the new Mr. Thursday Night, Amir Shiraz. Welcome to another edition of the All Sports Matters podcast. I am not alone. We are battling the weather here on Southwest Texas. Louisiana's battling the weather. JB is in the middle of that. If we do this tomorrow, Saturday, my boy Fleck will be battling the weather in Alabama. But right now we're live. We're here. We're trying to stall just a little bit to get everybody on board. Make sure we are sharing what we got to share. Welcome. Hopefully this stays permanent. This will be our show going into Thursday nights. We're hoping to be the pregame show for the NFL coming up this fall here in guess what, 3-4 months. NFL season is right around the corner. But we're just going to focus on what we got going on right now. What's going on? We're here. I think we're focused already. I think we're going to bring my brother on board, Mr. Just Flecktron Moore. What is going on, sir?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Doing all right. Just trying to make sure, everybody. I've shared it on the social medias, plural.
I may end up having to open my social media back up.
Yeah, we got to do something.
Try not to. It's been over a year since I've had social media, but
mental health is more than important in what we do at this stage of our careers.
Right.
Still young, still early. The long-term plan obviously is, hey, we want to get everybody out there. We want to be, socially aware of what's going on.
But yeah, man, that weather is it's hitting the South right now, man. Like I said, it's supposed to hit here in Alabama tomorrow, Saturday. So
yeah, it's definitely not fun. JB is battling right now in New Orleans. I think Rob our chef should be in shortly in from work. I think he's battling it out in San Antonio. We had a bad earlier today.
Yeah, I saw the video you shared with in our group chat.
It got worse actually. The kids had a shelter in place in the school.
Oh wow!
At the time they was getting out, and we couldn't even get our kids. It was like, what's going on? Yeah, it was crazy. It was bad. It was about as bad as the way the Minnesota Timberwolves has been playing these last 3 games. I just want to throw it out there because what's weird is, do we fall for the hype that was Minnesota, OKC, like the next coming of the greatness of that is Anthony Edwards and Ant-Man and Shea Gilchrist, how these guys played in the first round, and then they had Denver up against elimination pretty much, and winning the first 2 games in Denver.
I don't think it was anything I don't think we fell for the okie doke, as they would say. I don't think that's the case. They're peaking early. Like these teams are young. You know what I mean? Like, especially OKC. I mean, I think SGA is like their oldest, main guy, and he's like what, 24, 25. You know what I mean? So like these teams are young. You know what I'm saying? So I think with Denver remembered who they were. I think more so than Minnesota forgot how to play. Denver remembered who they were. And I don't know that OKC and Dallas series, man. It's just it's hard to tell who's going to come out on top of that. But I mean, I think Dallas ends up winning that series. But
you know what's crazy about what I'm not understanding about the OKC Dallas series is Kyrie has not shown up yet.
Exactly.
He has not shown up yet. Luka's kind of been banged up doing on his own. It's not like they're doing an outstanding job. OKC just hasn't been OKC. Right. They haven't been shooting the ball the way they used to. They haven't been moving the ball around. Chet Holmgren has been MIA. It's like, what is going on? And I brought this up because we bought into the hype, right? OKC took care of the Pelicans in the first round very easily. And then game one, they destroyed the Mavericks. And then all of a sudden, Dallas woke up game two. We'll focus on this series right now. What are we missing when it comes to OKC? Why haven't OKC presently doing what OKC was doing?
They're young. And they're inconsistent. This isn't a level that anybody on that team has reached. Now, basketball should be basketball no matter what, but experience also plays into that. I mean, Kyrie is an NBA champion, you know, and it takes a lot for me to say that name. He's an NBA champion. Luka, you know, a couple of years ago had Dallas in the Western Conference Finals against I think it was the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken. So they have more playoff experience, in my opinion. That's the difference.
OKC's the number one seed, right? OKC's number one seed, and I think they won it by just a game over.
And it wasn't even a game; it was like a tiebreaker type deal, if I'm not mistaken.
But they was playing so well, and you said, I guess it is experience. Luka, I don't know. I'm not buying Dallas as this juggernaut that everybody is concerned about. That they're better than OKC. Are we? Is this good Dallas, bad OKC that we're seeing right now?
No, because this series is so flip floppy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Dallas is just, you know what I'm saying, sweeping OKC. It's right. 3-2 right now.
It's 3-2.
You know what I mean? So it's close. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's close. I feel like if OKC had a little bit more experience, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more playoff experience, they probably would have, you know, it probably would have been 4-1 OKC. That OKC team is going to be dangerous in a couple of years, I'm telling you.
Okay, so I'm getting comments or getting messages saying the content is not available. That's intriguing. Let me see.
So when I was coming into the studio, I don't know if you relinked the All Sports Matter page. I couldn't do it because I don't.
Right, no, but it's on there. We're streaming. We're streaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's quite possible that because on the Jim's
we're blaming the weather.
Yeah, we're a little bit off today, but that's fine. We're getting it. We're getting it.
The weather.
Yeah, we're getting it. What's going on, Tito? Welcome to the show. Minnesota. Everybody, they did their thing the first two games and blew out the Denver Nuggets in Denver.
Right. And
Anthony Edwards was branded the next MJ all of a sudden. And obviously, he didn't buy the hype. We didn't buy the hype. We were just comparing stats in the playoffs. Go ahead.
Anthony Edwards is not the reason Minnesota is losing. That dude is playing out of his mind, even in losses.
Right.
It's Wee who is getting abused by the Joker.
So you think it's just a Gobert problem, or you don't think they should rotate? They got three centers. They got Naz Reid, they got Karl-Anthony Towns, and they got Rudy Gobert.
Coaching and none of them are effective against him right now. Naz Reid, I think, was like the most effective against him. But you're not going to play Naz Reid on Joker the entire game.
Yeah, there's no
the 3-point line.
yeah, there's no necessarily a right answer to stopping uh the three-time MVP.
What needs to happen is Joker's gonna get his. You can't let Aaron Gordon go off. You can't let Michael Porter Jr. go off. Jamal Murray, I don't know what to make of him this series. He was pretty absent the first 2 or 3 games. Came on a little bit the last couple of games. You know what I'm saying? He's inconsistent. But you can't let Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, in addition to Joker, go off.
Right.
You can't let that happen. And that's what Minnesota was the number 1 defensive team in the league this year. You know what I'm saying? They need to rediscover what was going right in the first 2 games. And that was constant pressure on that backcourt. Jamal Murray and what's the other boy name? I can't even think of his name right now.
Conley.
Yeah, who?
You talking for the Wolves?
No, for Denver. The backcourt. Murray
and whoever they decide to put back there, they got being honest, they got
KCP. That's who
Contavious Caldwell Pope.
That's who I should think.
Right.
They need to put constant pressure on them two like they did the first couple of games.
We're trying to I'm getting messages from other people saying content is not available. They're saying the post, but the content is not there, which I'm not necessarily buying because I'm getting messages coming through that they're watching it. So technical difficulties, like Flex said, we'll blame the weather. But we're here. We are here. Predictions, I guess, for the rest of the series. Nuggets close it out.
Yeah, I think
tonight, right? Yeah, they play tonight. They played about an hour.
They play in a couple, about an hour. I think Denver closes them out. I think Denver closes Minnesota out tonight. I don't see that one going 7. I think Denver closes that one out. I think it'll be close, though. I don't think they're going to blow them out. I think Minnesota's going to try to come out and, save their playoff lives, but I think Denver beats them. I think they'll win by, I don't know.
So before we get to the East, we talk about the Nuggets really quick, right? They had it back against the wall, but nobody talks about them as the next coming. Yes, they're here. Are they the future, the way this team is set up, or is this just why are they not getting respect? How about that? Denver.
Because they're not flashy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Joker, I don't like he jumps 2 inches off the ground. You know what I mean? Like they're not flashy. You know what I'm saying? This day and age, everybody wants their basketball flashy. They want the dunks and the long threes, and they want flash. That's not Denver's game.
Right.
Denver is old school. Throw it in the Joker, let him initiate the offense however he sees fit, and sprinkle in Murray.
Yeah.
Well, they're not flashy. It's not that they don't get respect because, and who my love falls to. I feel like if they were to play them right now, Denver would sweep them. I really do feel that. So it's not Denver not getting respect. It's just they're not doing it in a flash. They're not winning in a flashy way.
I'm not liking this. Like we're probably having our technical difficulties. Either way, the show must go on. We're going to do what we do. We'll figure it out as we go. Again, it's the All Sports Matters podcast on YouTube, and we're hoping Facebook, but Facebook is having issues right now. For those of you that's on Facebook, just go over to our YouTube page. Just go over to our YouTube page. I'm posting that, by the way, on social media.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm about to put the link in there.
So, Denver. So we're expecting Denver to come out the West.
Yeah. I think Denver comes out of the West, no matter if they're playing OKC or Dallas in the finals. I can see them play OKC. I'm not even gonna lie to you because I think OKC most closely resembles Minnesota. I want to see Minnesota and OKC in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals. because they both they resemble each other to me.
Right. Over to the East, where the Boston Celtics already clinched their spot in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks and Pacers play tomorrow night in hopes that the Knicks, the beat-up Knicks, the small Knicks, the Villanova Knicks, hoping to clinch their Eastern Conference final spot tomorrow night. They're up 3-2 against the Indiana Pacers. Before we get to Boston, does the Knicks close that out or goes to Game 7?
They're playing in Indiana.
Yes.
And this series has been, back and forth. I think the home team has won every game, if I'm not mistaken.
They have. It's been blowouts every game.
So if we follow that pattern, then I think it goes back to Madison Square Garden for Game 7 on Sunday? It would be
probably, yeah. They'll play tomorrow. Yeah, they'll probably play Sunday. Yep.
So I needed to go 7 because Porzingis he needs that extra days.
What's his status? We haven't heard anything about Porzingis.
He's back on the court. He's not doing any drills or anything, but he is back on the court. Which he was seen on the court during warm-ups, not warming up, but he was on the court. So for me, that's a positive. You know what I'm saying? Because that means he's not on that leg resting.
They didn't send him home.
Right. So hopefully, by Game 2 or 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, he'll be ready to go, depending on how long that Pacers-Knicks series goes.
Right. When it comes to the Celtics, right? Since we are on, I think I joked about it. Are they pretty much on the same run LeBron did with the Cavaliers in Miami, where the East is just weak?
So, and I think like a lot was lost in translation when we were talking about that through text last night. Or was it last night? Yeah, last night. All I was saying was I was concerned because Boston tends to play down to the level of competition. Cleveland was missing 3 of their guys, LeVert, Donovan Mitchell, and Jared Allen last night. Darius Garland sucked last night. And they could not put any separation between them. You know what I mean? Like, they should have blown that team out last night.
They just won both of their series 4-1. Some reason they were allergic to winning Game 2, but they just won 4-1.
Right.
All 20-plus pretty much games that they've won. Are they not allowed to have a slow start?
Yes, they are, but not against a team that is down 2 starters and their 6th man, basically.
But again, going back to the original question, the East is not formidable, like whatsoever.
No, I understand it, and I wasn't saying it like what I'm saying. Oh, like you had said, woe is me. I wasn't saying it like that. I was saying it to say Boston needs to tighten up, because if they do make it to the NBA Finals, the way that they're playing now, they're not gonna make any noise in the NBA Finals if they make it playing that way. That's all I was saying.
I don't see any team in the East beating the Celtics in a 7-game series.
I don't honestly, and I would rather see your Knicks right now, and that's only because they are so beaten up. To be honest with you, because I think the Pacers will give Boston a run in a 7-game series.
The Pacers, to me, are just not a cohesive unit. It's like, okay, Game 3, we're going to have TJ McConnell go off. Game 4, we're going to have Halliburton go off. Game 5, we're going to hope that Pascal Siakam can, lead us. It's like they don't have the same game plan going into every game. I'm not understanding. And they have all the talent in the world. We throw in Miles Turner in there, who's doing just fine, who should be dominating this series. Why? Because the Knicks have nobody over 6'8" playing basketball right now. So Miles Turner should be dominating in that paint.
Right.
I'm not understanding. Like, I think we're just infatuated with either the fast break or the 3-point shot, where the half court game, and they play half court basketball against the Knicks. The Pacers are dominating the Knicks in a half court game. They are. So I'm not understanding. That's coaching. Obviously, I'm a nobody when it comes to learning the game of basketball. But to me, that's common sense. You have the size. When you have the size, you shorten the game. You make it a half-court game. You can't keep running with the Knicks. The Knicks are fast. The Knicks are fast. Their bench is fast, but they have no size. So I'm not understanding what's going on. Hopefully, if I'm being honest with you, I hope they go to Game 7 and the Knicks take it in 7 for the same reasons you're saying as far as KP. I'm saying it for OG Agbanyambi, however you say his name.
Let's just say OG and leave it at that.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, because he needs a couple more games to get his hamstring, together. So we'll I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's not a blowout. I'm trying to see some close basketball. Why? Because you have to play close basketball against teams like Boston. You got to play close basketball against teams like Denver. Hell, Dallas. Teams like that. You got to play, So I got you. Hopefully we'll get that. Yeah, no, I got it. Hopefully we'll get that out to the peoples. But it is what it is. Final prediction on Knicks and Pacers.
Tonight, I got
their game is tomorrow. Tonight's just one game.
Okay, yeah. They play Friday. I mean, I'm not being a hater. I'm going with the Pacers just because the home team seems to win every game in this series.
Well, that's what I was saying. As far as what you got for the series, you got Pacers game 6.
I think Knicks win in 7. I got the Knicks winning in 7. For the reason I said, what I'm saying, the home team is won every game.
Right. What's going on, Marcus Betts? Just saw that message. We're getting some people on. Probably have to go on my page to see it. We also put out the YouTube link for those of you that want to watch that on YouTube. Thank you for supporting us either way. We appreciate it. Sticking to basketball really quickly before we pivot, we're going on the women's side. Yesterday was opening day for the WNBA. A lot of hate, right, for Caitlin Clark. Like, you think it's not her fault she's getting all this publicity, but they was beating that girl down last night.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, welcome to the big leagues, like you said. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. It's not every team she plays in the WNBA is going to be on the level of South Carolina in college.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So there is no nights off for her.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? You're a rookie, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, physically, she's not big enough, I guess, to
and she's not.
You know what I mean?
She's not. Her she got to figure out how to. Don't get me wrong. She scored 20 points because she took up a lot of shots. Yeah, she threw up a lot of shots. Those 10 turnovers. It's the concern factor that she's going to have to figure that out. Even Aaliyah Boston, you can see her brought her out to the side as they're walking together. She's going to have a lot of bad games before she has a lot of great ones.
Yeah, I was about to say she's gonna be fine in the long run. She just has to figure out her carve out her path. You know what I mean? Like all she got to do is look to Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
Right.
She'll be fine. She's a shooter. You know what I mean? Her game isn't built on pure athleticism. She's a shooter. She's a shooter, and she can distribute the ball. So she'll be fine. I think she'll be fine.
So to me, she needs to invest more in prioritizing her other players getting their shots in before she worries about getting hers.
I think she'll be fine either way. She'll figure it. You know what I mean? She's a smart ball player. She'll figure it out.
On the flip side, the WNBA said they spent $25 million in chartering planes for the teams to travel, but not for all teams and not for all games. I'm not understanding what happened there. For example, the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's team was able to travel through private yesterday, but the New York Liberty had to take the bus.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, I'm not.
Moving in to see Caitlin Clark.
I'm not understanding who's managing that schedule.
I mean, her debut was the most watched WNBA game since like 01, I think I read.
No, it was ever in WNBA. It was most watched game in WNBA history.
Okay, I thought it said since like 2000, 2001. I might have.
I think that's when they started, right? No, there were 27 seasons.
I need something.
Yeah, there are 27 seasons in.
Yeah.
27, 28 seasons in. Yeah. But either way, the report said it was the most watched. The only reason I watched it because I was in Pluckers and it was on. I didn't, not trying to hate on WNBA. I'll catch more games this year.
No, it was the most watched game since 2001. The Sparks and the Houston Comets averaged 2.45 million viewers. They had 2.35 for Caitlin.
Theirs was a playoff game though, which is crazy. Just whatever.
Who was a playoff?
I think the Sparks and
Memorial Day.
So it was opening day weekend for them. Okay. And then usually the season don't even start until after the NBA season, I thought, right?
That I'm not sure of. I was wondering, like, because I was like, dang, didn't they just have their draft? I'm not.
Right. Well, they do their draft the week after March Madness is over with.
They do the ladies a disservice. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? These girls just wrap, or these ladies wrap up their college season, and like 6 days later, we have to worry about getting drafted. And then not even 2 weeks later, we're starting to play. Like
it wasn't even 6 days later. The last game was on Sunday, and they got drafted on Thursday. So it was 4 days between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Cardoso for those girls.
I think they need to give those ladies, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more.
We give props. Yeah, we give props to props are, what's the word I'm looking for? Deserved. Angel Reese has graduated college last Saturday. Congratulations to LSU. She got her degree. One more note for WNBA. That this is most we spent on WNBA. They've added 2 teams. The Golden State Valkyries and the Toronto We don't have a name yet.
And the Toronto, we don't have a name yet. I like the Golden State.
Yeah, I actually like that. I like that uniform. That purple, yeah, it look nice.
I like how it plays into the Warriors. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, because and you know, this is me getting the word on Valkyries.
Female Warriors. Yes.
Right. And they took care of the Warriors.
Right.
So I like it. I like how they tied that in. That would make sense.
Ramona Dice well formed in 96 and the first season was 1997. So so we got that. Speaking of seasons, we can't have a season without a schedule, and the schedule just dropped yesterday for the NFL. There's a lot going on just week 1 by itself. We start the season on Thursday with the Chiefs and Ravens. Then they go to Brazil. On Friday, the Eagles are playing the Chicago Bears. And then Sunday, a full day of action. Tom Brady's first day as was announced, which will be in Cleveland, where the Dallas Cowboys visit the Cleveland Browns. Then Monday, we finish off Monday night where the Jets are flying to San Francisco to play the 49ers.
Brady wasn't too happy about that roast, by the way.
No, he wanted the San Francisco game. I'm pretty sure, but
no, the roast that they had.
We'll get as hilarious as that was. We'll get to that here shortly. What week 1? We just want to discuss week 1. I'll give you time to bring up the schedule for week 1. What game stands out to you? And what game will be an upset week 1?
Boston Baltimore and KC. I mean, the first one. That one is two teams that are, probably favorites on the AFC side to make the Pro Bowl. I want to see how Derrick Henry looks in that offense. I want to see if any Chiefs receivers steps up to be Mahomes' go-to guy. There's the big guy.
You mentioned Ravens, and
Yeah, he
that
hurt.
shows up.
And he hurt.
I want to say it's pure coincidence, but I think he did that on purpose.
Hey, call it what you want. I like that.
But
what it do, gentlemen?
What up?
What's going on, Chef? We'll get to you in a moment, and I'll re-ask you the question here momentarily. But Fleck, go ahead and continue on what you're saying.
But yeah, so the game that I want to see is that Ravens and Chiefs game. Obviously, first game of the season, and like I said, two teams that have Super Bowl or bust aspirations. I want to see that. They're probably going to end up 1-2 or somewhere close to that in the final standings in the AFC.
Let's put a pause right there. I'm gonna go right back to it. I'm asking this question. Usually, the first game of the season is kind of a Debbie Downer. It's always more hyped than the game actually produces. Are we expecting slow starts once again, like we always do? Or are we expecting one-sided game? Or what are we expecting when it comes to the first game of the season?
This first game, I think it's going to be competitive because both of these teams know that, hey, this win could possibly give me the tiebreaker for the number one seed at the end of the year. Like, there's so much on the line with these two teams. If it was, any other two teams, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was, give me another week one game, I don't know.
Packers,
Carolina. If it was them, then yeah.
And I misspoke. It's not the Bears. That was all the rumors on the offseason. The Packers are actually going to Brazil to play the Eagles. So I misspoke on that. My apologies. All offseason I kept saying Bears, but obviously the schedule came out yesterday. It is not. I'll go right back to you, Fleck, here in a moment. Chef just came on. Appreciate you coming on. The question on the board is, I'm not going to ask you a question. I already know it's going to be week one for you. Chiefs and Ravens.
Outside of the Chiefs and Ravens. Outside of the Chiefs and Ravens.
Outside, there we go. There we go. That's fair. Outside of the Chiefs and Ravens, matter of fact, I'll go down the line. For the people that don't know, I'll go down the line. Cardinals, Bills, Patriots, Bengals, Vikings, Giants, Titans, Bears, Panthers, Saints, Steelers, Falcons, Jaguars, Dolphins, which that's going to be intriguing. Texans, Colts. A healthy Anthony Richardson should be intriguing. Blah, Raiders and Chargers. Blah, Broncos and Seahawks. Cowboys and Browns should be probably one of the most talked about games once season one is complete.
You haven't said the one that I'm
Commanders, Buccaneers, Rams, Lions, and the Jets and 49ers on Monday Night Football.
I want to see that Rams Lions game too.
Chef, outside of Thursday night game, what game are you looking forward to? What game is the biggest game in your eyes outside of Thursday night football?
I'm torn because the Jets 49ers, I'm curious about it because I want to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to look like now. And then I want to see how the 49ers put their team together now that they've added in another wide receiver option, as well as they've had some people leave out on free agency. So I'm curious about that game. The Texans Colts, I think that's going to be a hot one. Fleck might like this. I really want to see what his Titans going to look like against the Bears. I don't think people are giving the Titans enough respect right now. I think a lot of people are going to try to overlook them. And I'm
going to chime in, and this game's going to be 28-27. It's going to be all offense. Neither one got a defense necessarily right now. So that's just
what, Titans Bears?
Yeah, 28-27.
No, the Titans defense is going to be okay.
It'll be okay.
Defense is going to be okay.
I think your offense.
They added LeJerry Sneed. I can't say the other boy name that came from Cincinnati.
Sneed is the big, Sneed is
Sneed is
good. They added some pieces on the defense. I want to know if our offensive line is going to stand up.
That's a good question because if your offensive line is anywhere near decent, you have weapons on the outside that should be scary to anybody.
If Levis is that guy.
And if
And I'm glad you brought that up. My next question, that was going to be my question. Is he the guy? And is this the make or break season for Will Levis?
It's not
Real
a
quickly.
break.
I don't think it'll make a break.
It's not a make or break, but he needs to show something.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm just saying, if they finish in the top 3 and a Shedeur Sanders happens to fall, my question is, do they pick up a Shedeur Sanders or they stick with Will Levis?
It depends on what Will Levis looks like.
And I honestly
I
don't think
know that's a cop-out answer, but I mean, if he,
Very
throws
good
for,
cop-out answer.
if he throws for 3,000, 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns versus like 8 or 9 interceptions, he gets another year. But if he comes out and stinks the place up and he's throwing, 4 or 5, 3, 4 interceptions a game, then yeah, they're gonna definitely look.
I honestly don't think Shedeur is going to go that high.
I do.
I just don't.
I
And he very well may prove me wrong.
As long as he has the type of season he had last year.
That's the problem.
Well,
I don't think they're going to have the season that they think they're going to have.
what do you mean? They had a horrible season.
Yeah,
No,
they were bad.
Team-wise, they were
Yeah,
horrible.
they were bad.
He
He did good.
horrible, but
Travis Hunter did good.
But
he was
he
healthy.
Shedeur did well last year. He played very well. But I think he's going to take a drop this year. That's just me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Titans are picking top 3 next year, something, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong.
Right.
Man. I mean, it's fair to say, would Will Levis be in trouble? But I think, he's bought himself a year or 2.
I agree, Marcus Betts. He's going top 5, and I think for another reason is the quarterback market next year is not even as good, but it's not as wide as it was this year's in the draft.
Well, there's still going to be 3 that I think will go top 10. In Ewers, Carson Beck, and then Shedeur Sanders. So there's still high talent there.
I think yours is going to be quite impressive. And I always hold judgment because there's always one quarterback that you don't see come out of nowhere.
But also, you got to keep in mind, SEC now as
he's going to be playing.
He's got a stronger schedule. Yeah, he's got to play in the toughest division this year.
Definitely. So we're keeping that in mind.
But that aura around, it's fading a little bit.
Marcus Beth said if Drake May went and Shedeur will too. Now, I was going to bring up Drake May because Jared Mayo's first interview after training camp, he was like, Drake May has a lot to work on. That is not something you want to say coming out your first workout. I get it. That might be a cop-out answer. That might be a fleck answer, but that I'm just saying, is that an answer as a quarterback you want to hear from your organization?
They knew that before they drafted him.
I mean,
they said that, that's why they were trying to get Jaden Daniels. They knew he wasn't going to more than likely be ready week 1.
Week 1.
You know what I'm saying? But they got a good stopgap with Jacoby Brissett.
I was about to say, you got Jacoby Brissett sitting there. That's a good lump and linchpin that can hold it down until you get to where you need to be at.
I think Drake May will be fine. I think,
will he be fine this year or next?
And whenever he's ready. Top out play. Whenever he's ready. I don't know when that is because I don't follow what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what to do with you.
He needs if they can afford it, he should be able to sit the entire year.
If I'm the Patriots, I'm tanking without tanking because their team is not good. They do not have a good team. We're not even talking about the quarterback position. We're just talking about the team in general. Exactly. They don't have a competing team.
Like, why would you throw your rookie into that fire knowing that the team around him, a veteran probably is going to struggle with that team?
I think it's pure coincidence again. We're talking about the Patriots, and David Leroy Harding just chimed in. I just thought that was pure coincidence.
Beetlejuice. I guess that's what it is.
So-
He said Beetlejuice.
So, yeah.
Dude, I said the Ravens 3 times and you popped up.
But let's go one step further when it comes to the AFC East, and how far down will the Buffalo Bills fall, or will they fall at all?
Oh, they're falling. they're falling. They're not going to be where they were last year or the year before that.
Is
They
this
got
Buffalo
some
Bills
rebuilding.
team? I'm coming right back to you, Chef. While Fleck thinks of his political answers, I'm coming right back to you, Chef. Does these Buffalo Bills make the playoffs?
I'm going to say no.
Interesting.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say that they lose that division to Miami. And it won't be close.
Where will the Jets fit in that? One more question before I get to Fleck. Where will the Jets fit in that equation then? If they
The
just,
Jets are going to-
fall to Miami, we're talking about a healthy Jets team. Talk to me about that.
So I'm more concerned about Aaron Rodgers not being able to finish the season. And that's why I picked Miami Dolphins to finish first. I think Miami will try to prove a point this year, but I think the Jets will be number 2 in that division. I think the Bills will fall, and they will finish under the Patriots. The Patriots, excuse me. I'm talking about the Patriots, but the Pats.
You don't merge two teams together. But okay.
I know, right?
Uh,
But the Pats, yeah.
all right, Fleck, you ready? You ready for your political answer? You're on the clock. Where do the Buffalo Bills fit in the AFC East, and where will they finish?
So, Rob, you got Miami, Jets, and Buffalo?
Yep.
And
Buffalo, I got finishing at the bottom.
You got them finishing under the Patriots?
Yep.
What?
I think Jacoby Brissett will play great this year.
No,
That's
I'm not ready to see. I was about to say,
No, I can't.
No. I cannot get faith. Let those words come out of my mouth.
And
I can't get jiggy with that.
And I hate the Bills.
I can't get jiggy with that.
Yeah,
but
and
my
I
thing is, you throwing it to who? You got the kid that came in. I got it. The kid is great out of FSU.
Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, who had a good season with a backup quarterback.
Mr. Drops a lot.
Who?
And then Mr. Drops a lot, MVS. Yes, he's
look. Okay, so there you go, right there. First off, you just named Mr. Steelfingers. I already know he ain't catching nothing but pneumonia up there.
But
Then
stop.
you got.
What we're saying is, and I hate to cut you off because you're a grown ass man. I hate cutting off grown ass men, but lower than the Patriots, who have less than nothing.
Right.
Buffalo has nothing, and then Patriots have less than nothing. What are you doing to me?
The Bills, like I said, I just don't trust the Bills. I'm sorry, and I think
The
honestly,
Bills still got Zach Moss. They still got Dawson Knox. They still got Dalton Kincaid. They still got Keon. Well, they got Keon Coleman.
they got
And then
Keon
Curtis
Coleman.
Samuel. They just drafted Keon. You know what I'm saying?
But let's talk about it. Knox was hurt last year, and he was hurt the year before that. So he's
they still got
injury prone guy.
But that's why they got Dalton Kincaid.
Kincaid, he got hurt at the end of the year, right? Didn't he get hurt at the end of the year?
No, that was still Knox.
Still not
That was still Knox.
Anywho, so I mean, got too easy. They still got those two. They got Coleman. I am not even counting rubber thumbs, whatever his name is.
MVS.
Yeah. No, yeah, him.
The issue with MVS, you can't set him on a fly. He can catch a 10-yard pass. He can't catch anything past that.
That's the problem. That's the real problem.
And then they got a third tight end too. That might be Chase Claypool.
Who?
Chase Claypool.
Oh, golly.
Oh my God. Anywho, yeah, that's my story. I'm gonna stick with that.
What in the world? What in the world? We have the public saying that the Jets are going to be a problem. They're going to be fall 1, Dolphins 2, Bills 3, Patriots 4. I'm just reading comments here.
That's my order. As long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I like that Jets team over the Dolphins. But I think 1, 2, and maybe 3. I think all 3 of them can get in the playoffs. So I think the Bills can still get in the playoffs.
To me, it's going to be about health. Can Tua play all season? I think last year was the first time he played all season without getting his head knocked off.
That Dolphins thing is nasty too. I'm
It's a nasty team,
but the offense is nasty. Miami defense is not something to brag about.
Well, I mean, that hurt.
We're going to keep that in mind. But you mentioned something, and we're going to try to move on here. I'm trying to segue both of these together. You said the AFC, 3 teams making the playoffs out of the East. Now, health. Bengals, Joe Burrow. He stays healthy. That's a playoff team. If he stays healthy. If.
Okay, we got 6 though, right?
The big if. 17 make the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
17 make the playoffs. The first one gets a bye.
Yeah.
That division is tough. We still talking about Cleveland. We still talking about Baltimore. We still talking about Bengals. That's 3 teams right there.
Right. But I think out of the West, you only got the Chiefs.
Right. No, I agree. I wasn't even going to talk about that. I wasn't going to talk about that. I wasn't.
In the South, I think there's only going to be one team. Whoever wins that division.
Jacksonville finished 1-5, and that's why they fell off.
Whoever wins that, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Whoever wins that division, I think that's the only playoff team.
But Jacksonville got a lot better. Houston got a lot better.
They lost a lot. Houston got a lot better. Jacksonville lost a lot too.
I mean, but Jacksonville still, they lost a lot, but they're
spending money.
Move.
So you cannot use that argument for Jacksonville, but then just like crap on Buffalo for the same thing for losing.
Yes, I can, because Buffalo let one of their pieces go to Jacksonville.
No, I can agree. I can agree with the chef's sentiments where Buffalo lost but didn't add 2.
Yeah,
they were not the Army. They didn't take away and they didn't add 2. So I understood what the chef was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because Buffalo.
Jacksonville's secondary is going to be Swiss cheese. Wow.
It may be. Yeah, that's maybe true. Yeah.
So
now, my other question before we move on, because you brought up a good point about the AFC North. People still forget Mike Tomlin is not going to lose more than he's going to go at least 500, and he's probably going to go a little higher than 500. What happens if they finish with a nice winning record? Say they go 9-7. Do they make the playoff?
I think
they have to finish 10-7.
Okay, what if they finish 10-7? Let's say 10-7.
I think the North gets 2 teams.
2?
Which two?
The Ravens, and right now I'm thinking Bengals if Burrow stays healthy.
So you don't think if Mr. Touch Everybody stays healthy and on his feet, and he has Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, and Nick Chubb on the field?
Nick Chubb is not the Nick Chubb that we're going to – Nick Chubb.
Hey man, until I see a difference.
They don't need Nick Chubb to be Nick Chubb. But, Ford did his thing.
He brought up Nick Chubb.
But I honestly think Nick Chubb is going to come back, and he's going to be a problem.
Okay, so here's my issue. Hold on.
You pick which 2 they get to.
Here's my issue with Cleveland. I can't put my chips all in with Deshaun Watson. I still can't.
He's the problem.
I still can't.
Yeah, he's the problem.
And that team is stacked. Picking up Jerry Jeudy, got Amari Cooper, and Njoku had an amazing year last year.
Amazing.
I'm not sold on Deshaun. They didn't bring him back. Yeah, they didn't bring him. Where did Flacco go? Denver? No, not Denver. Indianapolis? I don't remember.
Great question.
Statistician, look that up. Somebody help me out. Flacco, where'd he go? But either way, Flacco played. Say again?
He's with the Colts.
The Colts. I called it. Colts. Got it. Yeah, hopefully the Colts don't have to see Flacco as long as AR-15 can stay healthy. So
that's what I'm saying. One's coming out the West. One's coming out the South. I'll give you 2 in the North.
So that means 2 in the East.
That means 3 in the East, right?
3, 2, 5, 1, 1, 7. Got it. That's basic math. Gotcha. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I wouldn't dare to say you're wrong. I don't think the Bills make the playoffs.
I just don't think they're going to make it.
I'm with you, Rob. That'll make the playoffs.
I hope they don't make it. How's that?
They're darn sure not going to be in last place.
Yeah, they're definitely
That
not
one is right now. The Patriots got cement on their feet that they're gonna be in last place. They're not going up in the standings whatsoever.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to be in last place.
Yeah, I don't.
The Patriots are going to be in last place, and it won't even be close.
What the Steelers did this offseason, they won the offseason, if you ask me.
The Steelers,
Yeah, we're talking about.
they got a cheap quarterback room.
But they made a lot of other moves as well. You know, getting rid of Deontay Johnson was a weird one to me, but that one was weird. That one was weird to me.
But who did they? You know, we got Steelers fans watching them.
And we'll get there. We'll break down these divisions in our NFL preview show coming up next couple months. We're trying to move on with our show. We're now here on Thursdays. We're going to try to be here on Thursdays. We're going to try to stick to Thursdays. We're going to try to fix what's going on social media. Our producer, hopefully, he had some weather issues, so we couldn't really get on before we got on, I should say. We're looking at the 1 week.
On the Steelers.
Say again?
I said, by the way, I wasn't hating on the Steelers.
Right.
You brought up what I was about to say.
Right.
Their receiver room.
Yeah, I was just trying to
bring anybody else back in.
I was just trying to speed this along. I'm intrigued. Sunday night game week 1 Sunday night football game has the Rams against the Lions. Again, the Stafford Jared Goff Bowl Part 2. This time, hopefully, the Rams are healthy and the Lions got better. Do you see both of those teams making the playoffs? Who wins week 1? By how much? How do you see that game going? Week 1.
I say the Lions. They're gonna be nice. I'm literally looking forward to seeing what they look like. So I'm going Lions, and I don't see both of them making the playoffs. I see the Lions making it.
The NFC is still kind of meh.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
It's enough for the Rams to get in. That's what I'm saying.
I'm about to say you don't see 2 getting in out of the West in the NFC.
Possibly. Yeah, it's a good possibility.
I don't see any team on the NFC side.
Well, the reason why I say that they lost a huge piece of their defense when Aaron Donald decided he wanted to take it to the house. So
yeah, but that offense is still intact.
But they drafted his possible replacement though.
Yeah, I mean
they got up front. They drafted. It's a big
draft well, but. It's something that I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say, yeah, they're definitely going to be there.
We're talking about a healthy Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, hopefully a healthy Cooper Kupp, who has not seen healthy in the last 2 years.
What I didn't like was them adding Blake Corum. Fantasy-wise, I didn't like that. The running back that they drafted.
Right.
I didn't like that.
From Michigan?
From Michigan, yeah. I didn't like that.
No, not fantasy wise. I'm hoping I can pick up his backup somewhere in the draft. I know somebody will reach for him eventually, but we're not talking fantasy right now. And also, they have the fantasy juggernaut, the rookie of the year, Puka Nacua. So the Rams are still
formidable. Real nice.
They're still formidable.
Be real nice.
Giants released their throwbacks jerseys today, and all I wanted to do was throw up on my iPad, looking at it. I'm calling it now. I'm hoping they wear it all year so they can crap the bed and hopefully pick up a quarterback in next year's draft. Bring on Quinn Ewers. I'm okay. I am okay with Ewers being the starting quarterback next year. I'm happy to pick up Malik Neighbors. I really am. I think they got a future. The Giants do have a future trading for Billy Burns. Brian Burns. Billy Burns is the guy that sold me the hot dog the other day. But either way, they have talent, but they're just in the wrong division. Really briefly, who finishes last, Commanders or the Giants?
Giants.
That was fast. I can't even disagree. I'm at the point I can't even
If it makes you feel any better, my Titans are going to finish last in the AFC side.
We knew that already. That wasn't even worth asking. At least the Giants are worth asking, maybe. Just a maybe.
I mean, but
They're only worth the 2 seconds I gave them. We're going to move on. Gentlemen, this is the All Sports Matters podcast. Sunday mornings, the All Sports Matters radio show, 11 Eastern, 10 Central with some of the guys, not all. Some people like to sleep in on Sundays. Not Chef, not myself, and not Jay.
No. It was the ticker. I was trying to point to the ticker.
I'm just saying, some of us like to get up Sunday mornings and record a radio show and be on live. Some of us, not myself, not Rob, not JB, likes to, sleep in. But either way, we got a morning show Sunday mornings on the Parlay Period app or the www.vibe95station.com. Chef, you got any interesting trivia for the people?
First off, let's go ahead and give props where props is due. I don't know if you guys got to talk about it already or not, but Rookie of the Year has already been announced. Wembanyama, my guy, I had to go ahead and show love to him, but he was unanimous decision, first ballot, first place, Victor Wembanyama.
I wish they would have left it anonymous.
How many unanimous Rookie of the Years have there ever been?
2?
1?
6. The last one was in 2015, 2016. Can you name who it was?
2015, 2016. That was Luka.
Nope.
No.
15, 16?
Currently in the playoffs?
He's in the
Joker?
Nope. You're in the ballpark though. Is that series?
Karl Anthony Towns.
Cat was the last unanimous Rookie of the Year
Out of Kentucky.
Yes, sir. And the 6 were Wembanyama, Ralph Sampson, David Robinson, Blake Griffin, Damian Lillard, and Cat.
Damian Lillard cheated. I mean, Blake Griffin cheated.
Like, why did Damian Lillard cheat?
Blake
He
Griffin
took a year off and came back the next year.
Blake Griffin just dunked all season. That was it. Well, Chet Holmgren did the same thing, but Wembanyama
He didn't win though.
Yeah, he just didn't win.
I too have a fun fact.
What?
Since you brought up the first round pick, and I love baseball, we're going to pivot just quickly before we get out of here. The first overall pick has won. Let's see this back. There's 3 Hall of Famers drafted number 1 overall. There we go. That's the question. It's only been 3 Major League Baseball Hall of Famers that's ever been drafted number 1 overall. Who are they?
Jeter?
Nope. He was drafted 5th overall.
Yeah. Tony Gwynn? No, not Tony.
One's a Brave, right?
One is a Brave.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones is one. Boom.
That makes sense.
The other one has the best swing of all time. Come on, guys. I'm giving it to you.
Oh, Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. Number 3 is somebody I didn't even think of when I heard the question. I thought of those 2, but I didn't think of the third one, like at all. Switch hitting designated hitter, Harold Baines.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have
never gotten that one either.
Yeah,
but that was our
we
baseball.
were here until next week.
That was our baseball fun fact. We got our basketball fun fact. We got Timberwolves Denver tonight. Chef, really quick before we close out, do Denver close out this series tonight?
I think they do, but I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota holds them off until Game 7. But no, I don't think they're going to make it. I think Denver goes in and shut it down. They got momentum. They've been playing out of their mind, and Lord knows Joker is just eating my man up down in the paint, giving him all kind of good footwork and everything.
Who's he eating up?
What is the dumb dude name? I can think of the doggone dumb dude's name.
Rudy Gobert.
Oh, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Gobert. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Spread the COVID.
He did. He thought
yes.
that joke got old fast.
Real quick, didn't it?
It went south. It went south really quick.
I mean,
Like, you got anything for the people before we close out today?
No, sir. Join one of them three in some combination of two on the All Sports Matter radio show. Sunday morning, 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
We just like to let the people know that
8 Pacific.
Fleck is not going to church Sunday mornings. He just likes to sleep in. So that's why he doesn't do radio shows.
Yeah, basically.
When the people start asking for me, I'll do it.
But they need to start asking for you right now.
They ain't
I'm
asking.
start a poll.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
Thursday nights is our new night. Thursday nights, we're going to try to do this Thursday nights. Hopefully, we're all before Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, which is the first. Is the first game of the year going to be on Amazon, or is that NBC still?
I think I saw it was NBC.
This is the opening game. You would think they want to do Amazon, right?
Yeah.
No, it's NBC. It's NBC.
I was about to say, I was like, you wouldn't think they'll throw that game in there.
But now that you brought it up, something we didn't bring up: the Christmas games on Netflix
On Wednesday, I would hate that if I'm an NFL player.
Yep.
I would hope they got a bye the week before, which is not because it's towards the end of the year. So you're trying to tell me they're going to play on Saturday and then turn around and play on Wednesday.
And you might want to have your popcorn ready because that's the game. That'll be Baltimore playing the Houston Texans on Christmas Day.
Yeah, hopefully we get a repeat of how the playoffs went, right?
Yeah.
Either way, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. For JB, who couldn't join us today due to weather, for the chef, for just Mr. 2.5 belt himself, just Fleck. I am Mr. Thursday Night. Hopefully, we remain on Thursday nights. Amir Shiraz. This is the All Sports Matters podcast, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Peace out.
Be
Shine through.